I don't know, but kicking around the idea like going for test flights or whatever to get your pilot's license or whatever.
I don't know if they've got one seat in the back.
Okay.
So that's basically, this is a 3-seat configuration. This is the smaller piston model, and this is basically just 2 people. They, I guess you can squeeze the person.
This is a badass looking
Mind if I
unit.
open that up?
This is cool looking. up, you guys? FSC Trucking. A little bit after I filmed that sequence leaving the shop, we're coming up here to Marinette, Wisconsin. Of course, right across the river is Menominee, Michigan. That's where that little fuel porter is going to. There's a helicopter place right there that I never even knew was there. I'm surprised there's even an airport there, to be honest. Nonetheless, that's where we're going to drop this crap off. It's a Friday, so basically the game plan is we are going to be unloading and then going back to the shop, my shop, and then that's it. We'll be reloading Monday and then taking some MB equipment out to Baltimore. But for the purpose of this video, we're just unloading and then going back. Clearly the weather is not working out in my favor today, but nonetheless, whatever, weather is weather. What are you gonna do? Snowing when I got back last night a little bit. I parked the truck at the shop, went home for a little while, basically overnight, took care of some computer work I had to do, and then came back to the shop in the morning and then got Orwell pulled outside. Everything ready to go. Gonna have a busy weekend this weekend. Matt's visiting. He'll be landing tonight, so I'll go to the airport and go pick him up, and then me and him got some crap we got to get done at the shop for him over the weekend, in addition to working on this trailer and taking care of the electrical issues that this goofy thing has. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to be handling that, but I got to do it sometime over this weekend, so that way it's ready to ride for, you know, our next load. Working on a railroad. Melting switches, or I don't know what they're doing. They had a flame on the rail. That looked cold. This railroad line right here, it's the same one that the Canadian National main line comes out of Green Bay heading north up into Michigan. And I forget where it starts at. I know there's a daily train that comes out of Michigan somewhere. It usually comes into Green Bay at like 1, 2 o'clock-ish. I haven't seen it southbound yet, but it's pretty early. It's almost 10. So by car, it's like an hour ride there to here. By trains, probably, I would guess, an hour and a half, 2 hour tops. So if he's usually down Green Bay at 1 o'clock, you know, he wouldn't be here till like 11. That's closing on 10, so. Of course, I'm talking about from experience dealing with my FSC Railroad channel. That's also on YouTube. It's like a rail fan channel, basically. Because I travel, I get to get trains from a lot of different areas, including a lot locally too. Aside from the fact it's cold, today would be a nice day to film rail trains because the snow just makes it real pretty. But I don't see me doing that today though. The other thing is I don't have my pickup truck with me. I've got my Jeep, my son's Jeep, I should say. I had to use it this morning. Well, my pickup truck is at the yard. I don't really want to be running around with Sean's Jeep. I had to use it this morning. I felt bad. That's all right. Better have Jen shuttle me back and forth. my GPS wants me to take the back roads. And I know better. I'm gonna cross into Michigan on the main line like normal and then hang a left and then go straight up that one road. And then we'll be right where we gotta be. Pretty little town, this little town Marinette is. It's just an old school, old world type town. Brick buildings, you know, obviously built before this was like the main line, you know, highway. Still, it's pretty. I like it. Shipyard right there. It's out of frame, you ain't gonna be able to see it. You might see it coming the other way. What are those, destroyers, cruisers? I'm not sure. Military ships over there. I'll have the cameras going when I come back. Welcome to Michigan. Making our left up here on 23rd. Right where the Burger King is. I don't remember this place. Come on, Jeep, let's go. Snow spinning my wheels. Could have went that way. like this, or weather like this, I should say, is bleh, just nasty weather. You'll see in a minute, unchaining everything, it's gonna be all wet and nasty. I got two straps, two binders, one chain holding it down. It's gonna be yucky wet. And I gotta detach the trailer. Blech. Oh well, just gotta do it once and then I'm done for the day, trucking wise. Lord knows I got plenty of work to do at home. Just trying to figure out placement of everything. I think about it. All right, here we are. Enstrom Helicopter. All right, where's your receiver at? Shipping and Receiving Training Center. Right. Big enough parking lot. I see. So yeah, he's gonna go open up that gate, and then we're gonna pull in, hang a right, sorry, hang a left. May as well put the axles in now. Well, that's grass right there. Just on this side of the grass. I don't know. You can't see nothing. What we're going to do is we're just going to basically center it. And then they're going to bring out a forklift to drive it off the front end. Absolute worst case, they'll bring a pickup truck out. And we'll put ramps down to get the pickup up to it. Although it's pretty light. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a freaking mess.
Oh yeah.
The guys, we've got a big overhead door that faces this way, it faces south. It's on the end of the building. And you should have enough room to swing around. There's those red.
Oh, you want me to do it inside then?
I think they want to do it. We got a big overhead crane.
And go look. Oh, if you got an overhead crane, it's even better.
But we don't have the fucking rigging unless you got some way to lift it.
Oh, I got plenty of chain. That'll make my life a lot easier, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Because putting that trailer back together on ice.
Yeah, I hear you.
You kind of got to get a running shot at it. Oh, this right here?
Yeah, the biggest overhead door there.
Oh, I can do that.
I think there's enough room.
Oh, to swing it?
I think it's, oh, it should be all, yeah, it's all pavement.
Yeah.
So you should be able to,
Oh, we're good.
hopefully it'll give you enough room.
One of them days it makes me happy I have a little cab over.
Yeah. And then there's, I'll show you inside the aisleway.
All right, well, let me back up to the door.
Okay.
And then we'll open it up and I'll figure out
All right.
everything else.
Yep.
It's a little slippery underneath there. Go look at it. I want to back in on nothing that I can't see. All right, we got plenty of room. All right, I'll favor this side right on this yellow line here.
Okay. So do you have to bring the whole thing in or just the trailer?
It's either one.
Okay.
I mean,
You can bring the whole thing in.
it's the only thing is getting it. You know, I'm dropping it ain't a big deal.
I was told you had to pull the trailer off of there.
Oh no! Well, if they're lifting,
Do you have something to lift it up with?
I got plenty of chains. Yeah.
But do you have a lifting points on there?
Yeah, there are.
Okay, then we'll lift it off. Just get it ready.
All right.
You don't have
Yeah.
to bring the whole trailer in.
What's that?
You don't have to bring the whole trailer in. Just get that in.
All right. Well, I can get the whole thing in now. We can get the door closed too.
Okay, we'll see what we got.
A little bit overthinking. Good with that there? Yeah, they got these D-rings for securing, but it'll work for lifting too. Oh, yuckola.
probably definitely going to need the floor washer.
Yeah.
Don't feel so bad when I back it into my shop, it'll be the same thing. Yeah, it'll get all nasty on my way home, back in, or wreck my floor again. Hang on, I gotta pop that out with a hammer. Oh yeah, the hammer that I broke. Here, I'll use my hammer that I broke yesterday.
I would try to put it together.
First tied it down with straps and then I broke one. Yeah, they put them eyes, but they put them in the very back, so when you strap them down on the back, it tries to teeter. Then the whole way here, it'll sit there and do that with the trailer, so. Stay. There we go. I got bigger ones. Here, bring your hook over and down. You want to use this one, or you want to get rid of sling, give you more sealing?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, bring it down. That's the idea. Where's the other one? All right, raise it up and over. Bring that one to that corner. Yep. This one will go here.
This one goes down your side?
No, that one goes to that corner there. That we're not crossing or making a knot. All right, bring them down. All right, good.
You wrapping it?
Just go through, hook to itself.
Good for itself, yeah.
There we are.
have to go more too.
Is that better on the inside?
I'm just worried about.
If I have to, I can get
So what happens if it's
more.
You got nothing to lock those chains from slipping?
Hang on, let me grab this here.
So what's the stop it
Yeah, that works.
There's nothing to lock it on the hook. What's stopping it from
slipping? You know what I mean? If the trailer's not balanced.
Bring it up slow. I can shorten the other one too, because we're looped around the fronts. There you go, right there. Check the other side. Be easier if we had slings, but
Yeah.
we don't. I bring her up a little. Oh, who's got the remote? Oh, I thought he did. Cinch her up a little, just let it dangle off right off the trailer.
Oh, take some weight off it and see what happens?
Yeah, go for it. You already got the front end up. Basically, it's up. They are.
Just need to get it high enough so we can get over the back of the trailer. You got it. There you go.
Well, Jim, once we get it right up here, see if we can rotate it that way. Am I high enough to get over that stuff?
Not quite yet.
I'd rather not drop it.
That's why I gave you a brand new chain I never used yet. You're like, you want to use that? I'm like, no, hell no. That's 5/16 chain. That shit's old as hell. It's good for tying it down, but I wouldn't hang nothing on it. I got it here.
I can start going east.
Yeah, you may as well.
Is there a time right now? It's like I'm driving by 20. Lindsay's doing this because I'm not signed off on the frame.
You're clear of everything.
All right, who wants to trade a ride in a semi for riding a helicopter? No takers?
I
Damn.
fly a helicopter.
What's that?
You're asking the wrong guy. Because I've driven a semi and I can't fly a helicopter.
Say no, but so you're looking for the same damn thing I am. You know, it's funny, when I was a kid, that's all I wanted to do was ride in a semi-truck one time. I had a cousin that owned a, what do you have? He had a 87 or 86, the first year of 379, Peterbilt. He had one of them.
Yep.
Oh man, I wanted to ride so bad, he would not give me a ride. The neighbors will get mad if I start it. I'm like, but you start it when you go to work. And I'm pretty sure it's running when you come home.
Yep.
But I never did get a ride out of that truck.
Yep.
Oh well. They go on this side. Funny true story. First time I ever rode in a Peterbilt was when I bought one and drove it. First time I was ever on a Harley was when I bought one.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll have to wait till I buy a helicopter. Yeah, someone's got to teach me how to fly it though. My dad, when he was younger, he was probably like early 60s, late 50s. He went to a couple like flight lessons, fixed wing stuff, you know. He always said I should, but I never did. I guess that's where you start, right?
Yep.
Or
Well, you know, they say, because there's a third axis of control that you have to worry about with a helicopter.
right.
With a plane, it's just like there's one less axis. So the controls are a lot different. They say if you're going to fly a helicopter, it's best to learn to fly a helicopter without having the pilot.
The helicopters are a crap ton more money, ain't they though?
Yeah.
I knew a guy years.
I don't know what a used one goes for. I know what the new ones sell for.
I knew a guy years ago. He was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam.
Yep.
Got shot down like twice, but he lived. So
Yep.
he told me, he says the trouble with helicopters is they don't, unlike an aircraft, they don't want to fly.
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, you got shot down twice, so somehow you managed to be up long enough for someone to shoot you down. But
Our pilot always perform it's a safety move called auto rotation.
right,
So when they're up in the air and use power to go into a dive,
right,
as much as they can, as the helicopter drops, it rushes air past the blade. The blade is what allows you to control.
right,
So you come down fast, and at the last minute you kind of flare back, and you know.
yeah. Yeah, I've ridden in a helicopter once. It was a 4-seater.
Yep.
It was like a tourist thing. It circled around the USS Yorktown, the aircraft carrier in South Carolina, museum ship. Yeah, I rode in that. It's the only helicopter I've been in my life was that little thing. Like, a little bit bigger than these.
These are, I think the max is 5 small people. In this one, this body size here. It's
5 in that.
well, like I said, small.
I'm thinking like still drinking from a baby bottle. Needs a car seat to ride in a car. I'm thinking like children.
It's basically for 2 comfortables. If you could fit 4. There's a setup to do a bench seat back, and you get 3 people across the back. Or,
So what do you guys like a shop work on customers' aircraft? So what do you guys like a shop like these aren't yours?
We produce this. We produce the Enstrom helicopters.
These you make these.
Build it from the ground up. We do have a repair station, but this is our main manufacturing facility.
No crap.
Yeah.
I was thinking this was like a shop like for, you know, people that own the helicopters and needed to get them repaired and stuff.
We do have a couple bases like I said, this is our main manufacturing. This is an experimental aircraft company owned, and they do testing of different equipment on them. We just recently have been purchased by a new company or a new owner. So we're in the midst of kind of ramping everything back up. We've been closed for a while, so
Oh.
we're kind of in the midst of ramping everything back up and trying to sell helicopters again.
Oh, so in your case, getting bought up was a good thing. Keeps you moving.
Yes.
I was gonna say usually a company gets bought. That don't mean that's usually bad.
Yeah.
Can I see that?
Yeah.
I don't know, but kicking around the idea like going for test flights or whatever to get your
This isn't
pilot's
the normal
license or whatever.
interior, but I don't know if they've got one seat in the back.
Okay.
So that's basically, this is a 3-seat configuration. But it's not a typical configuration. This dashboard too is a lot larger. We can walk over and I can show you the other one that's more, they're getting it ready for a huge convention. Coming up here in the spring, the aircraft over here. So this one's beat up and used because it's been around for so long.
Right. Oh, it don't look that rough.
Yeah. This is the smaller piston model, and this is basically just 2 people. I guess you can't squeeze a third person inside. Yeah. So this is just a piston motor. Lycoming is the brand.
Huh. You know what's funny? It's like I'm looking at stuff and I have no idea really what I'm looking at.
Yeah, that's kind of where it goes when you first look at it.
Well, I know diesel trucks and F-15Es. I don't even know if they use those anymore.
Right.
This is a badass looking
Mind if I
unit.
open that up?
Good.
All right.
This is cool
This
looking.
is ours anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't want to. But yeah, if you the controller, this the console is a lot smaller in this one, and this is a more standard configuration, isn't it?
This one has
I mean,
good
as far as
options.
size wise.
Size, yeah, size. All the turbine panels are normally this size.
Considering I know nothing about helicopters, there's a big, all I can notice is a big difference in the instrument panel compared to that one and the orange one over there.
Yes.
Like that looks way more
Okay, that one-
analog, like that's more like 1984 Peterbilt compared to 2023 Peterbilt.
Correct.
This has
That
more
one over
digital
there, that orange one was our experimental for a long time. So every new part got just thrown into there.
Right.
So
Tested.
tested. It's
So you
strictly
needed a bigger
experimental.
console to put
The
all
bigger
that.
console we
Yep.
put in the RTA aircraft,
Yep.
the Royal Thai aircraft. They wanted the double wide.
Those are the back seats that I was talking about. That's where you get 3 people.
Oh, okay.
Officially 5.
Yeah, eventually a 5-person airplane.
Officially.
Yeah.
Good luck with that one.
Right,
You ain't getting me and my buddies in there.
No.
Might get 3 of them maybe.
Me either.
The 3 of us will be tight in there.
You remove the co-pilot stick. The
Yeah, that
co-pilot seat shifts over and moves forward.
Oh, okay.
That's how you.
I was wondering how you
that's
get space in the
That's
back.
how you get space in the back.
Wow.
And then 3 people, or 3 people in the back. And 1 person sits all the way forward.
I'm just gonna ask the dumb question.
One
Maybe.
person ends up sitting about right here.
Yeah, right up front when they slide forward.
Yeah, you see the tracks, the forward track, the tracks, how far they go. So they'll be all
Oh,
the way up.
wow.
They'll be all the way up here. There's a footrest. These pedals come out, and there's a little footrest that comes.
Okay.
That gets put there.
Yeah, where you're
Perfect.
not
That's the
resting your feet on.
footrest right here. So it would get installed if you were in that configuration.
So now the fact I've never, well again, back when I know nothing about helicopters, do you have to adjust, obviously weight-wise, like an example, 27-foot boat, just having people move around on my boat, I have to start messing with the trim to get it to ride right.
Yep.
Imagine a helicopter, I see you move these around like by hand. Imagine
Yeah, they're
5
good.
people versus 1. Do you have to adjust anything or is it just kind of,
We have a max lift rating on these.
right?
And if you have 5 people, let's say 100 or 200 pounds each,
Uh-huh.
that's 1,000 pounds.
It's less fuel you can
So you
Less
have
fuel-
to,
That's less fuel you can put in.
so you have to defuel if you already are fueled.
Correct.
But I would imagine the pilots themselves, based on the weight balance,
They know how to do everything.
they,
calculate it
it's
all.
all done in the controls,
Oh, okay. So no, it's how you fly it.
Like you would have to be in the bowl. In a boat, there's probably an automatic trim you adjust. Well, that's probably just an extra, like saying.
Oh, it's an 89. There ain't nothing automatic.
Not imagine the same as here. It's just more of a constant.
What kind of, can you answer? How much is something like that worth?
They
No.
start at $1 million still, don't they?
$1 million.
This model here is powered by a Rolls Royce. What's that?
This one starts around $1 million.
Yeah. And then the piston,
Wow.
the smaller one, that Lycoming piston motor is about 800, 850, I think. And then you go up from there with your options, just like a semi or a Chevy, or any kind of a brand name pickup.
Right.
You got your
Most
base
of your
price,
options
and then
on this one come from avionics.
oh, the price of the cost of it.
Our avionics
Is
the
expensive.
avionics is just expensive.
That's cool.
So you-
I can't imagine standing like that's $1 million, but then again, like I said, I know very little about them, so wow.
We work on them every day. So to me,
$1 million to purchase and twice as much to maintain and fly. No, I don't know what it costs. I know it's
Can't
more
be
than I
cheap.
could ever afford.
This one I think is about 1.6. This one right here, I think maybe it's currently 50.
That's cool.
So yeah, I'm sure there is. If you measured, I'm sure there would be a bunch of
Yeah.
variants.
I appreciate you guys showing me that. That's cool.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Come back when your wallet gets as deep as ours, man.
Brother, I'm trying.
I'm joking.
I know, seriously, it sounds crazy, but that's, I work hard so I can try to get toys, and now that my kids are growing and out of the house, I'm actually able to get a lot more done now.
Yeah, and that close.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So who's the boss around here?
Well, he's one of them. Guy in the white shirt.
Oh, okay.
One that's not here.
Question for you. Excellent. All right, big dog, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Excellent. Wow, I didn't even know you guys were here.
Yep.
That's cool.
Since the 60s, I think, and they've always been built here. So.
Huh. Well, I don't live in that world, so
I hear you. You have a good Christmas.
maybe one day. Alrighty. That is cool. Let me throw this crap away. Damn, I should have asked the boss man for trade a helicopter ride for a semi ride.
Yeah. Something, man.
Yeah, I think the answer would be a solid no.
I was gonna tell you, if you want to go back around the gate you came in,
Yeah.
I'll just let you out there. So
Excellent.
It'll take me a minute. If you want to pull up, I'll go back.
All right, I'll meet you there. Man, how cool is that? That's the coolest part about driving trucks sometimes, is you just never know what kind of really cool stuff you're gonna wind up getting into. The view from that one GoPro ain't gonna last long. It's gonna be, lens will be caked up with crap. So what do you think? I mean, that's the cool stuff about trucking. You just never know what you're gonna go to, where you're gonna deliver. And especially, it seems to me, more in the flatbedding world, you just get to meet some really cool people. I mean, I'm thinking they maintain helicopters here. I didn't know this was the manufacturer of Enstrom Helicopter. Who knew? I didn't. Did you? That wasn't a known thing coming here. We're gonna go the way I know, the way we came. Seriously, that wasn't a known thing for me. And, talking about goals all the time. There's things that I do right now that I never anticipated I would ever be doing. Okay? But here I am now living that life. Doing the YouTube channels, driving the truck that I do, it's done a lot for me. So I can only wonder, when you look forward, if you're me and you look forward, what the future can hold if an amazing amount of cool stuff has already happened in my world now. Imagine what could be. I don't know what kind of predicament you guys are in. You sitting there on the couch, you right there, or you sitting in your trunk in your sleeper watching me on a smartphone. I don't know what kind of predicament is in your particular world, but I will tell you this: hard work will pay off to get you farther than where you are now. Just keep grinding. That's how you do it. You just keep grinding. I'm not saying I'm ever going to buy a helicopter, but I know of people that never in a million years thought they ever could afford a helicopter, and now they own far bigger, better helicopters than the first one that they ever bought. My dad, he gave up getting his pilot's license because he felt he was, too advanced in age to ever really be a good pilot. My dad comes to school with thought where to be good at anything, you got to invest 1,000 hours in it. Like driving truck, right? You're not good day one, you're barely competent. Some can argue you're dangerous when you first start off driving a truck for the very first time. What other people, I didn't mean to roll coal right there, but what other people have noticed that? Hell yeah, brother! I love it. I love it. He saw me roll it, so he did the same. That's cool. But no, listen, right? My dad always felt like you got to put 1,000 hours in it. Like rolling up to that intersection right there. Did anybody notice the pedestrian? I did. It didn't look like he was crossing the street, but he might. Might he have walked in front of the truck? Yeah, he could have. I caught him in the mirror that he was standing there, that he wasn't doing nothing. Okay, so I'll proceed. I wasn't going to go until I knew he wasn't in front of my truck. Let's be frank, a man could stand there and you wouldn't know he was there. But that kind of stuff takes time to notice, that quick stuff, even while you're just driving down the road and talking. That's 1,000 hours. But my dad was like, I guess, early 60s. He doesn't have that much of a life in front of him to devote to flying to be really good at it. Come on, you Ford. That minivan up too. So my dad, he enjoyed the flight time he got, but in the end, he felt it was time to just stop. It wasn't worth it anymore. He knew his health was getting bad, so his answer was time to stop. I know the Gentrys have talked about getting their pilot's license. I don't know where they are in that, whether they're still working on it or not. Obviously, I follow other YouTubers. I look at Heavy D Sparks, man. That dude just bought a Black Hawk helicopter and runs that around. That's badass, So I watched one of his videos where, back in the day when they were starting off and they didn't have a lot of money, and then they, kept making the right moves, and they got noticed by, got on the TV and kept the YouTube channel going and all of that. And next thing you know, they got enough money to buy whatever the hell they want. That's the rise of something great. So I'm looking at it like, what can I do? I am a man with a lot of toys, right? I've got the Razor, the bikes. I'm a big car nut. At 45, am I old enough? Am I young enough, I should say, to where if I were to get a pilot's license, that I would actually be good at it? Do I have the money to fund that? I actually looked into a couple places in Green Bay. Like, what would it cost to soup to nuts to get my license? And then, of course, if you have your pilot's license, you're going to want to fly. What's an aircraft cost? And I know aircraft are not like, at least so I'm told, Aircraft are not like trucks or cars where, you know, a guy that works on his own stuff can really do it by himself, because some things you have to have a, you know, certified mechanic. Even if you did the work, he's got to overlook it. I know from prior, well, when I was in the Air Force, I was a fuel systems mechanic on F-15E and conformal fuel tanks that went on the F-15E. So, along with the drop tanks and pylons. There is, when you work on aircraft, you work so far and then you have to have somebody sign off on your work. And then you continue on going. I'll give you an example. If you're doing an oil change on your truck, right?
Approaching the railroad crossing.
You don't, truck's probably a bad example. All right, here's a better example. Jennifer's Mercedes, right? You do an oil change on that. Now what I do is I raise up the car, I take the underskirting off the car underneath the engine, and then I pull the drain plug and then drain the oil. Obviously I have to lift the car first before I do it. Well, here's a classic example of aircraft maintenance, right? You put the drain plug back in, and then I don't know about aircraft, but on the Mercedes you got to torque it right, and if you over torque you break the oil pan, and that's stupid expensive in that car to change that, because the forward drive shaft goes through it. But with that, if you, before you put that panel back on, you have to have somebody over you check it and sign off that it was torqued right, and if safety wire has to be installed, that it was also installed right prior to putting the panel back on. Now that was when I was working, you know, when I was in the Air Force working on F-15s, but I don't know about civilian airplanes. I don't know, you know, what level of do-it-yourselfers can be done to make, I say commercial aviation, but privately owned aviation possible for a guy with limited means. You know, I can't afford $1 million aircraft. Even if I could, the maintenance on it, paying other people to do all the maintenance on it would kill you. I do know they make airplanes that are small enough you literally could tow them around with your car, take the wings off. They're these big long trailers with one axle, usually like a fiberglass body on the trailer.
Approaching the railroad crossing.
So what can I do? A friend of mine who has a lot of money, he has his pilot's license and he flies pretty regularly, but he don't own a plane, he rents them. I have no idea what that costs, but he's flying much nicer aircraft than I think I would ever be getting involved in. But you never know. In the end, the way I see it, it's like, what can I do? What is in my wheelhouse of possibilities? Maybe I saw stuff that I'll never get to experience. Go way, 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 way back in the channel when I was filming exotic cars. You know, one of my goals is I want to own a Huracan, like mine, my car. I would love to. Maybe one day I can make that happen. I doubt it, but I suppose it's possible if we keep working hard. Get the channel where it needs to be to support that kind of an expense. That'd be awesome. But I'm going to keep chasing my goals, and I'm going to keep trying to grow and advance in what I do. And that's what I think everybody else should do as well. Don't just be like, oh, I was born poor, or I was born middle class, or, you know, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. Well, if you want something, you got to go out and go get it. It's really,
the railroad crossing.
really that easy. life I've accomplished a lot of goals, and that's thanks to a lot of you guys as well for watching my videos, subscribing to the channel and all of that. And that's a blessing. So I don't look at a guy that can afford $1 million helicopter and be like, oh, that rich bastard, blah, 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 blah. Hell no, man. I'm glad somebody's gonna... Listen, that black helicopter is a beautiful unit. That is a beautiful machine. I would love to own something like that. And I hope whoever does buy that unit has a hell of a experience, you know, flying it and enjoying his helicopter. Or her. I really hope that that helicopter gets a great owner, and, you know, I hope that owner, you know, uses it and enjoys it, because guess what? Him buying that helicopter in the future keeps that place in business, and that place in business needed a fuel porter, and them needing a fuel porter gave me a job to haul a fuel porter. The guy that we met in the last video that loaded it, see how this goes down? Not to get political, but that's the trickle down. You got that rich guy, he wants to buy a helicopter. But how many people make money off that helicopter before that helicopter even leaves the ground? That's that downhill trickle that they talk about. See, my one buddy that's got exotic cars, you know, I'm glad he owns those cars, because how many people, one, does he employ? How many people indirectly does he employ? Meaning, you know, the people that built the car, to ship the car, to haul the car, you know, the parts, the mechanics. You know, the cars are, you know, this one particular friend of mine, you know, his stuff is worked on at a custom shop north of Chicago. I'm thinking it's north of Chicago. If not, it's serviced by the dealer down there in Lake Forest, Illinois. You know, and those are blue-collar guys working on them cars. Look at them guys over there working on them helicopters, man. He was like, I can't afford a helicopter like that. Like, he's working on them, though. He's building them. That's cool stuff. That's real cool stuff. And to me, that's the right way to look at it. Is not hate or be jealous on somebody that's got more stuff or better. Just super grateful that you have the opportunities